This is the September episode of LinkedIn, and now this week Noelle is gone, but we have Niamh instead. So this month is Bi Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And we are going to have a bi themed episode in honor of our wonderful bisexual service users.
Yay! So excited!
So, Niamh, as a representative of the entire bisexual community.
No pressure. September is Bi Awareness Month, and then we have Bi Awareness Week inside that, and then we have Bisexual Visibility Day inside of that. It's just good because I think being the B within the LGBT presents its own challenges, and that's not something that we kind of hear about or talk about. I think, first of all, we probably need to speak about like how I define my bisexuality, because I think a lot of people think that the label itself is like problematic, and that it's like very binary, and that it's like trans exclusionary and stuff like that as well. But most bisexuals, myself included, that I know, kind of define it as an attraction to your gender and other genders. So that's where the kind of duality comes from.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people then, but you know, it's up to each person themselves, like how they want to identify. Like a lot of people feel like that doesn't describe them best, so they kind of identify more with pansexual. Like my kind of understanding of pansexuality is like your attraction has nothing to do with gender.
Okay.
You know, whereas like my bisexuality, like I'm kind of still attracted not to like men and women in the binary in that sense, but I'm kind of still attracted to people's like gender expression and the way that, so there's aspects of gender that I do find attractive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas like I feel like some pansexuals are like, well, that has nothing to do with my attraction at all. You know, and as well, like, so I think that's really important as well. And as well, sometimes it's just easier to say bisexual than pansexual because people are more familiar with the word, you know, because I do feel like because I do kind of identify with pansexual sometimes, but I'm like, I don't want to say that to like, I don't know, like other people because they're like,
yeah,
you know, that sounds so fancy, you know what I mean? It kind of has like this kind of like association with like this like Tumblr kind of,
you know how gay people will roll their eyes and straight people go, what?
Exactly. You're attracted to crockery. And you're like, never had that before in my life.
Okay, by stereotypes, are you just confused?
I do get confused about things sometimes. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. Are you greedy?
I don't know how much more or less greedy I am than everybody else.
I'm very greedy. So
yeah.
I imagine you're not as greedy as me. I can eat a whole pack of biscuits. I'm not sharing one. Turning men on. Oh, that's one. You're doing it to turn guys on.
No, yeah, that whole bisexual thing.
Cool.
Yeah, that's you know, kind of girls who do it to turn guys on in bars and stuff. No, yeah, that was really annoying actually, and that was one of the big differences between having a male partner and a female partner, was that I felt like when I was with my female partner and we were like NFL kissing, that men would feel like they could just touch you.
Oh yeah, I don't even go to straight clubs anymore ever. Like not since I was in college, just never.
Yeah.
Couldn't be ours.
Yeah, but still though, like I found the transition to gay clubs really scary because some lesbians are very predatory.
Biphobia.
Most serious ones were like, oh, I don't date bi girls. I would never want to go down on a girl that's had a dick in her. That kind of a thing. Yeah. That was kind of that was like the first time someone said that to me, it made me feel filthy. You know what I mean? And it was such a like, I think a girl just like said it to me like in a bathroom. We were like in a queue or whatever, and we were talking about it, and she just said it. And I was like, oh, that like then that kind of taints you. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I was like, what about all the trans people out there that are still working with
that they can't even comprehend.
You know what I mean? I was just like, I couldn't believe it. Like, so that was probably that was the most shocking. That was the one time where like someone was just like,
there's this idea about like, oh, there's STDs and stuff, and I'm like, I'm sorry, right? I don't know about whatever, but I just know. You know what I do know? Lesbians don't practice very safe.
No, they do not practice very safe.
Right? They don't.
Yeah, I saw your podcast on the gentle dams.
Don't be too judgmental there, ladies. I had a friend alright, and he was my he had such a hard time. He just stopped talking about it. Like,
I think it's harder in a lot of ways for guys for sure, because I think
Because there's no way, like, you're just gay. Like,
That's it.
No one, like, it's always a stepping stone.
Yeah.
If you're a guy, that's
Yeah.
like,
Whereas, like,
people think about it.
Yeah, I think like you see kind of bi girls represented in media and stuff a bit more. I don't think they're represented in a good way, but at least you see them.
Yeah, definitely.
At least they're there.
Yeah.
But that for bi guys, no.
Because I know loads of them who be like, oh no, I would go to bi guy. Like, not at all. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
And then I was like really shocked. Like, I've heard like other bi women say that. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
Oh, like I'm trying to think of like any funny experiences that I've had. Oh no, definitely. Oh my God, definitely all the time now. Like at the moment, like because I have a male partner and he's like super accepting of my bisexuality.
Yeah.
But like, but because you get to play with that privilege then of like presenting like a straight couple, so I get to like hang out with girls and I can be like, oh, like I really like your dress. I love that necklace so much. And he's like over there going, I can't get away with that shit. And I'm like, bye guys.
Being girls doing girl stuff.
Yeah, and just girls doing girl stuff. Yeah.
Eye erasure.
Oh my God, yeah. Like until actually I came to Link last year, I think, for Bisexual Visibility Week or something, the event that you had. That was the first time in my life that I had knowingly met another bisexual person.
What?
Ever.
I cried.
Yeah.
Story time.
I've been at other Pride events before, not in Cork, that said that they were all inclusive and they're like all for all LGBT people and we're so prideful and come and celebrate your pride. Especially like at a lot of Pride events, at first I was very nervous going to them, so I would bring my male partner and we had some awful experiences. Like he was like spat on, he was like he was pushed, like people would just look at us.
Spat on?
Yeah. Yeah, like
none of that.
Like,
you know who you are.
But then that's the guilt as well though, because I feel guilty for bringing this person who's like being really supportive of everything that I'm doing into this space where he feels like everyone hates him. But no, it's so I think that like there is a place for each of the letters in the acronym to have their own pride, because I think like it's really important that pride is about celebrating our differences.
Yeah. This idea of like using it as a stepping stone, right?
Oh, I think that like each person has their own like discovery of their sexuality. Yeah. Like I don't like this idea that like your sexuality is a label that you have to decide when you're like 16 and keep it the same for the rest of your life. Like it's frustrating sometimes when people use their own experience to inform yours. Exactly. Yeah, they're like, well, I figured it out. So you will one day. And you're like, oh, that's so condescending. Literally, until I went to college, I never even knew that the word bisexual existed. Like I did not know. Seriously. But like no, because like I didn't have the internet till I was like 16. Like I never even knew it was a possibility. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I'm in love with a boy. So I'm obviously straight. And then also as well, I honestly and I'm still not convinced that people aren't like this, but I honestly think like I thought everyone was attracted to women. It just never occurred to me when I was younger, like at all. And then I came to college and I was like, oh, wait a second, this is a thing. This is a thing. Like wait. But like it was genuinely it was for me. It wasn't figuring out. It was just figuring out that everyone else isn't like this. Yeah. So I thought all straight people were like this. Yeah. And that's just normal. And I was like, so you don't actually want to and they're like, no. I tried then to get involved with the kind of LGBT society up in college and stuff, but I didn't feel comfortable going into that space and stuff. Like I still felt really like paranoid and I don't know, just not good enough. Really put me off, like, because a lot of the worst things that I heard said about bisexuals, like I heard in that time said like in LGBT spaces. Like the really, really proud ghost star lesbians and stuff. Okay, actually, can we talk about that? Yeah. Lesbians, right? You've got nothing to be proud of, right? You were starting online dating. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So I put down that I was bisexual. And I got all of those messages from all of the couples looking for people. I'm like, oh, my God. I didn't know that writing this is what that meant. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, so straight away I got that. And I was like, oh my God, Like, it was way too much like this, and then obviously getting the messages from all the guys that think you're just like, you know, super slut galore. And I was just like, ugh. So instead, what I did, I changed very quickly to putting down that I was lesbian.
Okay.
But then I had so much guilt with that because I was like, I don't know, like, am I? Can I say this? Are they going to be really mad if they find out? So I would feel like if I start talking to a girl on it, then I would have to like kind of own up to the fact that I was bisexual pretty straight on. So we would kind of chat a little bit, blah, 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 blah. It was all fine. And then I would be like, just so you know, I'm actually bisexual, and I did it for, you know, I put down lesbian for this reason.
Go on.
Like the amount of people that just never replied then after that.
Really?
Yeah, or not, or that was one thing, or the thing where I would just get the response going, oh, sorry, I just don't date bi girls.
No way.
Yeah, and I got so
God.
used to getting that. Like,
Really?
I got, like, I was just like, oh yeah, okay, fine. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, grand, fair enough. And then it became even more of a thing that I was like, I said it straight off, because like if someone obviously is like that, I don't want to be getting to know them anyway.
That is so crazy.
But so that was like a whole other thing of, you know, because then I think it was nearly better if they just said straight out, oh, I don't date bi girls, rather than if they just never replied, because the whole time you're like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it wasn't that, maybe it was that.
Oh, I remember watching this thing before. It was this YouTuber, and she was some lesbian.
Is this
one.
Ariella?
I have no idea what her name is. I remember watching a couple of them. I think they were really funny, and then they did an episode about
what lesbians think of bisexuals.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm not going to her STDs. I'm not going anywhere where a dick has been. And I hate that because it's just misogyny. And I'm like,
it really annoys me when like girls are like, oh, I dated a bi girl, and then we broke up, and then she just went straight back to guys. And you're like, but she's bi though.
Yeah, like
yeah, and like as well,
she can go back anywhere.
Statistically, there's way more guys here. It's easier to meet guys. It's easier. There's more straight guys out there for bi girls to get with than there is lesbians, and also there's very few lesbians that will even, you know, date bi girls to begin with, and then lesbians get mad at bi girls for that. And you're like, but you don't even, you know, want us. So like, what are you supposed to do? You know, it's kind of a catch-22 then. But yeah, so that whole I did meet some lovely girls through it. Like I did in the end. You know what I mean? It was a lot of wading through crap, and it was a harsh learning curve.
Privilege, you say? Not at all. Turns out, bi people, especially bi women, have it like the worst of anyone, like tied with trans people. So here are the statistics we have. Not statistics, facts. Bi people are among the most vulnerable and underserved subpopulations of the LGBT community.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yep. Yeah. Bi women have higher rates of mental distress and poorer general health, and are more likely to live in poverty than the wider LGBT community.
Yeah, and I think that comes into what you're saying with like, you don't have a safe space, you know. Yeah. You know, because you don't feel accepted in the straight community, and then you don't feel accepted in the LGBT community. So you're like, where do I go if I need help?
So it must be like, you know, when you first come out, when you're gay and you haven't found any other gay people yet, and you're just on the internet looking for them or watching like lesbian films on YouTube or whatever you had to do. Imagine never finding your home, you know?
Yeah, it's not great.
Imagine being trapped on YouTube watching lesbian films for eternity. Imagine that. Think about it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
but YouTube is very helpful in visibility and representation of bi people, especially because that's where I found most of my knowledge from.
Yeah. But then it's great when you do that, and then you find your home, and you're like, oh, this is much better than just the internet. Yeah. I can't imagine what it must be like to like not get
I had only online stuff for years and years.
Yeah, and that's I remember that. I'm like, oh god, I'm so glad I have like the real thing now. So it's really, I can't imagine being like that, like, trapped in that no home place for like.
Oh my god, like that's it. Like last year when you did that bisexuality visibility event, like I was standing outside that door going, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Bisexual women also reportedly have lower levels of social support than their lesbian counterparts, but this was not true for bisexual men and gay men.
Oh, cool.
According to like one study. So
there's also not enough research for sure.
No, definitely not. Women had higher levels. Okay, so we're talking about older bi women now. Had higher levels of internalized stigma and identity concealment. Yeah. This could mean that they identify less with the LGBT community and therefore have lower levels of social support. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like if you're listening to that biphobia and bi-erasure for years, it's very hard not to internalize that stuff.
Yeah, and I actually totally get that. being in really kind of gay male dominated spaces, sometimes you get a thing where you're like, you almost like have like this thing where like, oh, like I'm just a stupid lesbian, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hear the thing enough times, like it does seep in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah.
And it's the same, like, yeah.
Yeah. And especially then if you've never found a community that you have commonality with, like
Yeah.
sometimes you need someone else to be like, yeah, no, I feel like that too, and you're like, oh.
So me and Niamh forgot to kind of sign off that episode. So that's the end of that. Everyone have a great Bi Awareness Month. Next month we're going to talk about gay ghosts and other Halloweeny type things. And Noelle will be back. So see you then. Bye bye.